So you want to have your desired reality, the car, the partner, the money, the house, whatever. And you probably already know the way to do it is to align your inner world with it, because the outside world is just a reflection of your inner world. So you know the mirror principle, you know that what you want to have is what you want to be. But there is something missing. There is a link missing. That is the key to having what you want and being what you want. And in this video, I will teach you what you need to know to become what you want, to have what you want, and coach you through reframing what is keeping you from having what you want, being what you want. Let's get into it. I want you to think about these 3 pillars. First pillar is your inner world. You need to align your inner world with what you desire, with the desired energy, with the desired frequency, because what you want is actually a frequency. So if you want a car which will give you the feeling of adventure, being separate and special, or luxury, you want it to feel that way, which is a form of energy. All those feelings are just a form of energy. If you want to be in a loving relationship, what you want is essentially being loved, feeling that love, and maybe also peace and worthiness. So you want to have that feeling, which is a form of energy, which corresponds to a frequency. Which means what you need to be is that frequency, that certain specific frequency that you need to align with. And how do you align with a frequency? There is very little practicality in this when people tell you how to align with that version, how to align with that frequency. But actually, the practical version of alignment is aligning your subconscious beliefs, aligning your habits, aligning your lifestyle, aligning your energy space, because you need to open up some space to receive something different, right? Your inner world means your subconscious beliefs, how your subconscious is programmed, how your body is programmed, self-concept, who you believe to be, what you believe about the world, how you think and feel on a daily basis, the energy that they carry, the frequency of all. Try thinking in terms of energy and frequency. So by transforming them and transmuting that energy, you're changing the reference point, where you're coming from, where you're acting from, how you think and feel before you take any action in the outside world, before you go out there and appear as a certain way. This is also why people work with coaches, because it's not that easy to find those limiting beliefs, the blind spots, and find why you have that low self-concept. If you want to work with a coach, you can check out my links below. Anyways, you work on it, you transform them, you transmute the energy into something that is more aligned with the version that you want to create, that is more aligned with your desired reality, that is serving to your desires. So this link between who you are, this version of you, and who you want to be, the version living in that desired reality, is the process of becoming. It's a process. It's a journey. You become someone else through taking action, making those thoughts, beliefs and emotions visible in the outside world, manifesting them in the outside world by your actions, by what you say, what you talk about, how you act in a certain way, talking to a loved one in a certain way, making choices and sometimes not making any choices, right? So your decisions, your behaviors and actions are the key to manifesting that version of you, the process of aligning with the desired reality. This is really the key point, because many others can tell you just imagine and visualize and script about your desires and you're gonna receive what you want. It's not the truth at all. Without taking action, without manifesting that version yourself, becoming her, aligning your actions, choices, your words, without working on yourself and becoming as her in the outside world, in situations, in circumstances, in a relationship, at work, at home, without being like her, you can't manifest anything at all. Impossible. impossible. You need to take action, which is not only an action, it is an inspired action. Effortless. The love of least effort, right? It's the action that brings you the most results with the least effort. It's the action that fills your heart with joy and excitement and curiosity. It's the action that is maybe whispered to you through intuition by your higher being, a higher consciousness. So this physical action is the second pillar of becoming her, manifesting her. You align inside energetically, mentally, thoughtfully, spiritually. You align your inner world, during and after which you keep taking action this way, from that version, from that alignment, from that mentality, from that feelings, habits. And so here is the key. You know your desires. These are your authentic desires, right? This is a reality that you want to create, that you want to have. And this is the aligned version, like who you want to be, who you need to be to have your desired reality. And so you will set some goals, right? You will have some to-do list to become like her, to act like her, to feel like her, to align your inner world, to align your actions. You will have a to-do list. And there are going to be goals, there are going to be milestones in the journey. When you're setting these goals, please be careful that they are not result-oriented goals. That it's not only about the car, the money, the lifestyle, the person, but it's a process-oriented goal. It's about becoming her. The journey itself is the goal itself. That you love to be her. That you love all those steps you will be taking to become that version. You know what I mean? So set process-oriented goals instead of result-oriented goals. Focusing on the frequency, the inner feeling, instead of the 3D manifestation of that. Not the car, but the feeling of freedom. How can I be more free? How can I feel more free? How can I feel more adventurous? How can I feel more luxurious? Don't set the goal of the relationship or the family. Set the goal of becoming a perfect mother and wife. Love the journey of becoming her. How she would act, how she would react, how she would think and feel. Also in the very difficult situations, when you face the hardships, disagreements, arguments. When you have these moments, your subconscious programming will take over, will try taking over, running back to the comfort zone, running back to what it knows best and deem safe, secure, easy and effortless. Particularly in these kind of situations, you need to consciously choose to be a different person, giving the reaction of that version, feeling as she would feel, thinking as she would think. So having that whole mindset and the inner composition is going to be your conscious act, your conscious choice. And as time goes by, all these conscious choices are gonna become subconscious because the mind will get used to it, will find comfort in it, will think that this new way of being, this change, this transformation, that uncertainty beyond the comfort zone, it's not a threat to my existence. It's not a threat to my survival. And I told you it's not only an action, but it's an inspired action. There's also one other difference that is really the most important blockage between you and your desired reality. That is the energy blockage in any action you take, to any desire you have, which is your egotistical desires, your ego being. Let me tell you more about this. This ego being is composed of your thought identities, thought stories, mostly your subconscious programming. In your experience as a human in this world, you've been taught to become a certain way, to have certain identities. Maybe you're a teacher, you're a father, you're a mother, you're a daughter, you're an entrepreneur, a spiritual person, whatever it is, it's an identity. And these identities also have different beliefs, subconscious programming, self-concepts. All these learned ways of being, feeling, thinking, beliefs about yourself and the world, literally everything related to this world is composing your ego being, which is the opposite of higher version, the opposite of your true nature, authentic being. So your ego being versus your higher being, your authentic being. Your egotistical desires versus your authentic desires. Where you come from, where you're acting from, differs. So does your energy, so does your frequency. If you're coming from egotistical desires, which are usually about validation, being accepted, being loved, being safe, secure, staying alive, surviving, that corresponds to the frequency of survival, validation, lack. Because you believe you don't have it, you believe you're not full, you believe you're not whole, you're not abundant, you're not accepted, you're not worthy, you're not loved. So you're coming from that lack and survival instincts because you're trying to protect yourself, to be accepted by the herd, to be seen, to be heard by others. If you look at some of your desires, you will see what you actually want is not the car, but to be admired by others. So it is coming from that egotistical frequency. It's coming from your ego being. It's coming from your need to be validated, need to be loved and accepted. As you might guess, when you try having those desires, manifesting those desires, you feel resistance because it's not in harmony with your authentic being. So the action you take is not inspired, intuitive action. It's a forced action. You're trying to get it. You're trying to have it because you believe you don't have it. You believe you're not full yet. You're not whole yet. You're not enough yet. So the frequency that you're acting from is completely different from the frequency of your higher version, your authentic desires, because these are not seeking validation. These are the desires that you would have even if nobody would see you, even if nobody would care, which they actually don't. The higher version of you knows they don't. The higher version of you knows that it doesn't matter. Even if they would care, it doesn't matter because the only purpose of this journey is to realize yourself. Self-actualization. It's not about them, it's about you. It's about the self. So your journey as a human is to become aware of your humanity and release it. That human being that you have with those identities and whatever, if you're not aware of it, you are living from it. But once you detach from that being, you become aware that you are a soul, a consciousness that is bigger and beyond all of this. Become aware that you are a consciousness, that full unlimited potential that is everywhere, in everything. You are part of that godlike energy, godlike frequency. So you become aware of it and you detach your higher version, godlike version, from the ego being, from the human version. Once you separate yourself from this version, then your actions, your desires are coming from a higher place, coming from a higher frequency, coming from that inspiration, that inner guidance. And you start hearing those, right? As you act from this inspiration, this higher version, that higher frequency, the result in the outside world will be an aligned reality. There is no other way that it can go wrong. So the easiest, effortless, natural way to have your desires is to assign whether those desires are coming from your higher version or your ego being. Is it coming from the frequency of abundance or lack, need, external validation? So once you assess the frequency of your desires, then you assess your inner world, whether you align with it or not, which is your beliefs, subconscious programming, your self-concept, to have a desired reality, aka changing the effect in the 3D, you change the cause within. As within, so without. Your beliefs, your thoughts, habits, feelings, emotions, everything about yourself, and align those with the desired version, filled with it, already have it, already abundant, already projecting that abundance to the outside world. So the shifts happen. What you're essentially transmuting is actually just an energy. And all that will manifest itself as your physical actions, your conscious choices, as your reactions, words. Since you will be coming from wholeness, worthiness, and inspiration, the result of those actions will compound in the 3D and reflect back at you as a new reality, as abundance, as more money, more income, NSP, love, friends, success. So to sum up, your inner world, your physical action, and your outside world, being, becoming, and having. This is simply the process of becoming her, aligning with her, being more process-oriented, setting true goals, authentic goals that will fill yourself with joy and love and curiosity, and remove all the resistance, remove all the attachments, and remove those egotistical needs and desires in between. Once they are removed, you're gonna see you are what you seek. There is no separation. I hope this video helped. If you want to work one-on-one with me, check out my links below. I would love to remove your limitations and see the true version of you. Until next time, keep aligning.